All I can say is the disrespect. So I was out here roaming, these technology, these social media streets, and came across Silas over there at Midas Touch, and looked at everything that this, I use human lightly, individual is doing and saying to the Pope. Let's just start with Pope Leo is weak in all caps on crime and terrible for foreign policy. Well, first of all, he's not a politician, he's a pope. But let's continue. I don't want a pope who thinks it's terrible that America attacked Venezuela, a country that was sending massive amounts of drugs into the United States, and even worse, emptying their prisons, including murderers, drug dealers, and killers, into our country. Oh no, homie, you ain't about to sit up there and get off like that. I am sick and tired of your lies, as well as everybody else should be. Okay? No, the crimes that are going on in this land is strictly from the American people as a unit. Yeah. Look at the people who look like you. We can start there. You're acting like it's these people in these other foreign lands, when in fact, it is the people who are from this land. In fact, people from this land are going to other lands and committing crimes. But continue with your lies. Leo should be thankful because, as everyone knows, he was a shocking surprise. He wasn't on any list to be pope and was only put there by the church because he was an American. And they thought that he would be the best way to deal with President Donald J. Trump. If I wasn't in the White House, Leo wouldn't be in the Vatican. Unfortunately, Leo's weak on crime, weak on nuclear weapons, does not sit well with me. So first off, homie, because you're not a president of mine. And no, let's critique, let's fact check some things. First, no, you did not win in a landslide. Let's be clear. And let's just throw this little caveat in there. Had Kamala Harris had more time like you had, I doubt very seriously you would be in that office and that this nation would be going through the chaos that it is going through. Second of all, he is not a politician. So why would he be advocating for violence when his whole existence is to be for peace? Something that you know nothing about, or actually, I believe you do. You just like the chaos. You've sold your soul. But that's another talk show. I told y'all a year ago that what's going on top of that dark hill, I always refer to it as a dark hill. I said it's not normal, that it's evil and it's demonic. And lo and behold, have we not seen the evidence? Well, hello, everybody. My name is Larissa. I am indeed the People's Reporter. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome. All right. If you're already a subscriber, thank you. Thank you. Let's talk about something serious. Now, yeah, I do a lot of videos on a lot of different things. Hopefully, it's to get people to open their eyes. So I want you to open your eyes to what's going on right now. Did we not see everything? All of the evil that has been a spout out of the hole that's in the face of a so-called leader of this nation and his minions. Now, when I say his minions, I'm talking about the Congress people. I'm talking about the senators. I'm talking about the vice president. I'm talking about the Secretary of Defense, who calls it war and uses God's name, blasphemous, in order to justify them going out and blowing people away, threatening to remove entire civilizations. So as I was out here in these social media streets and I came across Ben Masalis, over there at the Midas Touch, and I saw everything and and regurgitated everything in my mind about these demons that are sitting here. Now, see, this is more than political. It's more than political. And if we are wise, we're going to open our eyes and see exactly what is happening. Now, much of our faith has been transferred from our parents or our grandparents or whomever, right? I call it borrowed faith, right? Okay. And it's not until we actually understand God for ourselves. Now, there's many people that's out there that's rocking the crosses. That's why I don't rock no cross, baby. I rock the Ankh. Okay. I rock the Ankh. Okay. I rock the Ankh as a symbol of life. Now that's what I choose before anybody gets in my comments. That's what I choose. Okay. All right. Now, I'm still thinking about Pete Hegseth. I'm thinking about Donald J. Trump, this so-called president, who on Easter of all days, on Easter, which is to represent the rising of Christ, right, from the dead to the living, right, to assist people in understanding that God is real. Well, the devil is real too. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. He's real too. And his whole job and his whole mission is to steal, kill, and destroy. Okay? And this is exactly what Donald J. Trump and his minions are doing. Now, they have sold their souls. All of them. Caroline Levitt, Pat Bondi, Christy Nome, Tulsi Gilbert, shoot, Mitch McConnell. That's why his blood is falling now. Now, I know I shouldn't be laughing at people's stuff. But listen, you get what you get. You don't mess around with God and put God's people in harm's way and think ain't nothing gonna happen to you. See, every decision that is made in this life or the next, you will have to pay. Again, in this life or the next. So, for all of those, even if Donald J. Trump decides to give you a preemptive pardon, there is no bunker that's going to save you from you answering for the decisions that you've made, for the rhetoric that you spout, for the division that you create, and for the death that you cause. Mm? Yeah, that's the way it is. All right. As it stands right now, the American people are at harm's way by these demons that are sitting over here. You don't understand why they're not doing nothing and they're not saying nothing. Because I say, how in the world can people be afraid of one individual? How is that possible? Unless there is something demonic in them and those demons understand it. Okay. So no, you're not going to have anybody fighting for you, and the evangelist, my grandmother was an evangelist. Hmm. I can tell you this right now. Now I'm only going by my own experience, but from what I saw, it was only about money with them. Wasn't about saving souls and stuff like that. It really wasn't. It was about going from church to church and giving a sermon and getting paid. That's what I saw, because I also saw some really not godly things in these churches. But I digress. But I just wanted to prove a point. So now, the Pope Leo the 14th states that, and the Cardinals, excuse me, not the Pope, but the Cardinals state that participation in coming to church has decreased by 30% compared to last year because they're in fear. Well, let me talk about that. I understand because we're human, right? I understand because we're human. Um, I'm also going to say, do you really believe that there is God and that He is there to protect you? And are you willing to give your life for God? There are some people who are willing to give their life for a country, but not willing to give their life for God, who keeps them breathing on a daily. If you think you breathe on your own, you would be sadly mistaken. But let's get back to these demons. So you have folks, I'm talking about the American people, you have folks that are supposed to be advocating for you, whether it's a state representative, whether it's a state senator, whether it's a governor, whether it's a city council, whether it's a mayor. I have said this many, many, many times. All right. Have they also bitten the fruit? Have they also bitten the fruit? And if so, where do you stand? Because it's not about them, but it is about you. Now, God speaks to each one of us individually. Huh? Okay. So this is where we are right now. This is where we are. We have a so called president who is threatening a man of peace in a roundabout way, but it's a threat all the same. His minions are doing the same thing. These are little demons. Keep in mind, when Satan was cast out of heaven, there were some archangels that followed him. So there are some that are following this demon. Is it Satan himself? No. You will know. Is it a demon to do his work? Absolutely. And Donald J. Trump sold his soul for this power. Why do you think he wants to put his name on everything? Though I strongly believe it will be taken down. But Israel is sitting over there, and I'm trying to still figure out, hold on, why are we over there? Why are you threatening to eliminate whole civilizations, talking about you're going to send them back to the Stone Age? No, who would be in the Stone Age would be you if you think that a country that happens to be of a third world, and though it is a horrible regime, right? That was not the catalyst and that was not the rationale for this nation to be over there bombing anything. Now, they're going to tell you one thing, and they always mean and do another. This is the crookedest and most evil. This is evil that is sitting in this White House right now. I would imagine, baby, walking up in there is very dark and heavy. I would imagine it's very, very dark and heavy. So now I'm talking to the so called Christians. I'm talking to you now. Yeah. Are you the same people or the descendants from the ones who took pieces from the Bible? We know there are pieces missing. We know that government dictated that King James Bible on what was going to be in there and what wasn't. Go get that Ethiopian Bible. You'll see all kinds of stuff is missing. But, so, I mean, what? Are you the same people, the descendants from those who took pieces of the Bible and justified the dehumanization, murders, deaths, maims, rapes, and everything else of human beings? Seems to me there are quite a few. And they be rocking them crosses around their neck. Anyway, you know what to do. You should know what to do. But before we even get to November, let me encourage you, okay? And re-encourage myself. Stay close with God so that we can have that spirit of discernment, so we can see the evil that lurks before us. Okay? God gave us the authority to stomp on serpents. So stomp on them. Walk in your authority. Stop believing human and go to what God says. And I believe our lives will turn out all right. Hmm? But each one of our decisions affects another. Keep that in mind. It ain't just about you, because if it was, God would have put you down here by yourself. Huh? Yeah, okay. All right. In the meantime, my name is Larissa. I am indeed the People's Reporter. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because I might be new here, baby, but I got a whole lot to say. Okay, as you see. All right. And as usual, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, power to the people. All right. All right, God's people. Come on now. Uh-huh.